Hello, welcome to Top Stories this hour. Troops of Operation Lake Sanity 3 under Operation Hardin Kai have reportedly discovered an Islamic State West Africa province ISWAP terrorist bread production factory hidden within their den in Mai Sani, Timbuktu Triangle, Damboa local government area, Borno State. There are reports from Mali that at least 100 civilians are being held by suspected jihadists after being kidnapped last week. Local residents told the AFP news agency that they were traveling in 3 buses when the attackers forced them to drive in the direction of a forest between Bandiagra and Bancas. In sports, Barcelona coach Xavi Hernandez blasted La Liga for not employing goal line technology after his team's 3-2 Clásico defeat on Sunday left Real Madrid on the brink of the title. Welcome to News Hour. This hour with me, Chioma Vickwemeka. We begin in security, where troops of Operation Lake Sanity 3 under Operation Hardin Kai have reportedly discovered an Islamic State West Africa province ISWAP terrorist bread production factory hidden within their den in Mai Sani, Timbuktu Triangle, Damboa local government area, Borno State. According to intelligence sources quoted by security analyst and counterinsurgency expert Zagazola Makama, today Monday, the combined troops of 199 Special Forces Battalion in conjunction with hybrid forces and civilian JTF Joint Task Force stumbled upon the bread factory during an exploitation mission into the terrorist hideout yesterday, Sunday. According to the report, the discovery came amidst a week-long clearance operation aimed at decimating the terrorists from their stronghold in the Timbuktu Triangle, an area comprising Bok 1, 2, and 3, Talala, Ajigin, Dusula, Abulam, and Gogi, a region notorious for harboring these extremist groups. Still in security, former Nigeria military head of state, General Abdulsalam Abubakar, retired, and ex-president Goodluck Jonathan, a retired Catholic Archbishop John Onaikan, are some of the eminent personalities currently gathered in Abuja for a national dialogue on state policing today, Monday. Organized by the Office of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the dialogue is the beginning of deliberations on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria Alteration Bill 2023, establishment of state police, sponsored by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, and 13 others. The bill is designed to improve public safety and strengthen law enforcement in Nigeria by decentralizing the police. The proposal in the bill provides for state police alongside the federal police and outlines a constitutional framework for states that choose to establish and maintain their service. In his welcome address, Kalu, who chairs the House Constitution Review Committee, noted that the bill aims to clarify the scope of the powers and responsibilities of the federal and state police and to provide for their funding and oversight. President Bola Tinubu unveiled the African Counter-Terrorism Summit at the Office of the National Security Advisor in Abuja today, Monday. The event, which is currently ongoing and organized by Nigeria with support from the United Nations Office of Counter-Terrorism, will be held from today, Monday, to Tuesday, tomorrow, April 23, 2024, with the theme, Strengthening Regional Cooperation and Institution Building to Address the Evolving Threat of Terrorism. The presidency announced on Sunday yesterday that the summit aims to enhance multilateral counter-terrorism cooperation. We'll bring you details of this story in our subsequent bulletins. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has tackled the federal government over the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project. Obi expressed his concern in a statement via his verified X handle today, Monday. According to him, there is a pressing issue of numerous uncompleted roads scattered across the country, many of which, according to him, have become hazardous death traps and security risk. He maintained that embarking on another huge project that will not be completed in the next 20 to 30 years will only worsen the problem of abandoned, uncompleted projects that are not contributing to economic growth and overall development. Obi suggested that given the state of the nation's economy, prioritization and fiscal discipline should be the critical guiding principles, insisting that the project will worsen the already sagging debt burden. The former Anambra State governor said most of these uncompleted roads have been under construction for several years and are unlikely to be completed anytime soon due to poor and unplanned funding. The Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Ebatogun, has advised the federal government to merge the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, and the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, with the police for effectiveness. Ebatogun said these are the National Dialogue on State Policing organized by the House of Representatives today, Monday, in Abuja, with the theme Pathways to Peace, Reimagining Policing in Nigeria. The IG, represented by the Assistant Inspector General, DIG of Police, Mr. Ben Okoro, said that the NSCDC and the FRSC were a duplication of the police. Ebatogun also said that Nigeria was not ripe enough for state police, urging those calling for state police to work towards merging the NSCDC and FRSC with the police for effectiveness. He said the police were battling with inadequate training as well as lack of adequate manpower. He said that most police barracks had dilapidated due to lack of maintenance and renovation. Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, today, Monday, hinted that the federal government will review age requirements for admission into tertiary institutions in the country. The minister, who pegged 18 years as benchmark for admission into universities, advised parents not to push their underage wards to higher education, especially university education, below the age of 18. Professor Maman spoke to newsmen after monitoring the ongoing Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME) in some of the centers in Abuja. The minister said he was not happy with the age of some candidates that applied to write the examination, noting that they were still far before required age to seek admission into universities. He, however, applauded the conduct of the examination, describing it as peaceful, just as he said irregularities were visibly noticed in the past, which also had drastically reduced. Away from that, the first flights deporting asylum seekers to Rwanda will take off in 10 to 12 weeks. Rishi Sunak has announced, missing his original spring target. The government has already prepared an airfield and secured charter plane slots to ensure flight takeoff. The PM said this. Mr. Sunak promised to keep MPs and lords late into the night today, Monday, to pass his flagship Rwanda bill. We're following up on this story and we'll keep updating you. Away from that, there are reports from Mali that at least 100 civilians are being held by suspected jihadists after being kidnapped last week. Local residents told AFP news agency that they were traveling in 3 buses when the attackers forced them to drive in the direction of a forest between Bandiagra and Bankas. 6 days on, there has been no sign of the dozens of hostages. This area of Mali's Mopti region has seen frequent attacks by Islamist fighters. Following several recent attacks in the area, people are getting increasingly frustrated. Civil society organizations in Bandiagra have been staging protests, denouncing the fact that many people have been displaced and calling for a military camp to be set up to protect the local communities. We move to Mauritius, where it has been struck by heavy rains and severe flooding, causing major inundation across the island nation. As a result of the adverse weather conditions, all schools will remain closed. Both public and private sector employees have been advised not to report to work on Monday. Work from home is encouraged except for essential and emergency services, which will remain operational. The capital, Port Louis, as well as regions such as West, Southwest, and even the Northwest have been significantly affected. The Port Louis waterfront has been submerged with several vehicles trapped in the floodwaters. An accident on a highway in Port Louis resulted in the loss of life of a motorcyclist who died on the spot. The most intense rainfall was recorded in Albion in the west of the country, with 302 mm of rain in just 15 hours from 04:00 to 19:00 local time yesterday. Frankie de Jong is set to miss the rest of the season after Barcelona confirmed today, Monday, the midfielder suffered an ankle sprain in the Clásico in La Liga at the weekend. The Dutch international is, however, expected to be fit for Euro 2024 in the summer, with Spanish media reporting he'll be sidelined for around 5 weeks. De Jong was taken off on a stretcher just before halftime in Real Madrid's 3-2 win over the Spanish champions at the Santiago Bernabeu, hot after a challenge by Fede Valverde. It is the third time the John 26 has sustained an ankle injury this season, and he's only recently made his return from the previous problem on April 10. The Netherlands face Canada and Iceland in tune-up friendlies on June 6 and 10, respectively, before European Championship begins on June 14. Barcelona coach Xavi Hernandez blasted La Liga for not employing goal line technology after his team's 3-2 Clásico defeat on Sunday left Real Madrid on the brink of the title. The coach was furious after Lamine Yamal had a shot which Barcelona said crossed the line, not given as a goal after officials could not prove that it had using VAR. With the score level at 1-1, Yamal cleverly flickered a corner towards goal, and Real Madrid goalkeeper Andrea Lunin pushed the ball to safety, potentially after it had crossed the line. With that story, we'll wrap it up on news this hour. A quick recap of the top stories. We told you that troops of Operation Lake Sanity 3 under Operation Hadinkai have reportedly discovered an Islamic State West Africa province ISWAP's terrorist bread production factory hidden within their den in Maisani Timbuktu Triangle, Damboa local government area, Borno State. The report from Mali that at least 100 civilians have been held by suspected jihadists after being kidnapped last week. Local residents told international news agencies that they were traveling in 3 buses when the attackers forced them to drive in the direction of a forest between Bandiagra and Bancas. Barcelona coach Xavi Hernandez blasted La Liga for not employing goal line technology after his team's 3-2 Clásico defeat yesterday Sunday left Real Madrid on the brink of the title. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire editorial news and production team, my name is Chioma Vicchukwemeka. Stay with us here on TV Sapiencia. Other news times include 6 p.m. for Igbo News, 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. as well. Kindly be security conscious. Be on the alert. Do have a smashing day ahead of you. Whatever it is you do, ensure you're on the right path of the law. Good evening from here.